Hello and welcome to Triumph Women Beating the Odds. Women remain disproportionately affected by the HIV and AIDS epidemic because of the social-cultural factors, including violence perpetrated by the intimate partners. Life is often a roller coaster ride with unpredictable twists and turns. This week, Julian shares her story, which serves as a poignant reminder of how circumstances can change our lives in an instant. My name is Okello Sharon Nagenjwa.
Brought to you by Stanbic Bank Uganda.
For 18 years, Natuhera Julian had her life perfectly aligned, richly living happily with her beloved husband. However, their blissful existence was shattered when her husband contracted HIV, which was the beginning of a life she defines as hell. As an overcomer, Julian here shares her story. Oh, hi, Julian.
Hello, Sharon.
Jeez, the brevity.
Thank you.
It's admirable.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming to share your story with us.
Yeah.
Just to inspire somebody else
Yeah.
out there.
Yeah.
So, Julian, let's just go straight to your story. What happened?
My name is Natuhera Julian. Once I was happily married for 18 years with my beloved husband. But one day we discovered that my husband was HIV positive, while me was negative. This caused many wrangles in our home, which was beautiful. It turned into a violence, which came into the result of the husband wanted to kill me many times. And most of the hurting party that also the family was supporting him to do so. So I reached a moment, I decided to leave the home. Painfully, I left with my 3 children, which are girls, and I had to hide so that I can survive the violence.
First wait, Julian.
Yeah.
So, did you go together for the checkup?
No, at first he went alone, but for me I didn't know. But he used to get like some things which can appear here, there, and I didn't understand. Rashes, which I didn't understand. But one day I saw him swallowing some tablets, which I didn't understand. Said, when he went out, I decided to pick one of the tablets and I went to the clinic. When I asked, the person said, these are HIV AIDS tablets. I was like, are you joking? What's really going on? I was surprised, not even surprised, but shocked. Then I started running from hospital after hospital, checking if I'm negative, including all the kids. Good enough, I was negative.
Yes.
Then I decided to have a courage to ask him, what's really going on? What's this? I have asked the doctor, they have said this and this, but he denied it. After knowing that I was negative, after showing him these letters where I have tested.
So you showed him your tests, yeah.
Then he knew that I was negative, and then everything turned down.
So when you tell him you're negative, what is his reaction at that moment?
He was like, it can't be possible. You cannot be negative. You must be infected. He tried many ways to rape me, to hurt me, so that I can also be infected. But good enough, it didn't happen because I survived a lot in that home.
Did you continue? I'm sorry for asking this.
Yeah.
Did you continue having intercourse?
No.
After finding out that?
Because he refused to follow the guidance of counselors, I decided not to sleep with him. So because the house was big, and I noticed that he can hurt me in other rooms, so that I decided to sleep with my kids in their rooms. So whenever he tried to come to hurt me, I was like awake. I couldn't sleep anymore. I spent like 4 years for me not sleeping. I could wear like as if I'm a God person. I'm going like get to God outside.
like a you were this is painful, but
like a scary.
Yes.
So prepared for the night. Up to the morning, and when the girls
A scary clothes.
Yeah, I could put on a jean, then a long trouser, a jacket, and like this, so that I can sleep very well. Prepared that if anything comes, I must at least defend myself. Yeah, that's how I could spend all my nights for 4 years.
And how would he react to all this?
Of course, he could come and check, and whenever he comes, he could find me prepared. Said, then he goes back to his room. That's how I could survive such moments.
You mentioned that he even tried to rape you at some point.
Yeah.
Do you remember any incident?
One day, I was like, I'm tired of not sleeping at night. Already my girls I have taken already them to school. Then I said, let me sleep a little. And then, like 2 minutes, I hear someone coming like, Then I was wearing like a long dress as you see this one. Then he did like this. And I was like, you guys, would you want to rape me? I took confidence because if I showed him that I'm scared, he would have done something. I took confidence. I stood up. I asked him, what are you looking for? Are you looking for something? Then he was like, let me come back. I ran outside. I didn't enter the house again. Yeah. I could sleep when he's not around because I had to work. I have to do other things. But I could do like, let me sleep for like 30 minutes.
Yes.
When it's, he has already left for the work. I make sure all the doors are closed very well. Then I go to sleep for 30 seconds. For 30 minutes, then I go to work.
Okay.
But that's the life I passed through. And the situation did not stop only there because he started looking at our children as if they are nothing.
Okay.
He stopped taking care of them. So I was the one responsible for their school fees, for their feeding, and everything to make sure the house is running. And anyone who could see me outside, this woman is fine, everything, she's good, like a web tambula bulungi, China was but
why did people think like your things are okay, you're
because
okay?
I did not disclose anything about that until one day. I was, the last day when I said, let me leave, I was going to the bathroom to bathe. By that day, I think it was God's plan. I decided not to use inside the bathroom. I decided to go outside for the outside bathroom. After like bathing, I called my daughter to bring me like a long dress. Then I put it on. Then I was about to enter the house. He came behind my back for that day. And he tried.
He
stab me.
He tried to what?
To stab me with a knife.
He tried to stab you with a knife?
But good enough, he slided. That's how I got free from his hands.
Did you think he wanted to kill you?
Yeah. He wanted to kill me. And his family did not care at all. Whether I die or I remain alive, they were supporting.
Julian, why do you think he wanted to kill you?
The main issue was that how can I be negative? I was a good-looking lady.
And you still are.
Thank you.
you really are.
And one time maybe he was looking at me and said, they are taking my things, you are not mine. Maybe I'm going to leave him, maybe I'm going to cheat him, something like that.
Yes.
So for him, he was thinking like, if I get infected, we'll be equalizing. That it will be a balance.
Okay.
I will not go anywhere. I will be there with him. Not knowing that if I'm wembera nga ndi mulamu kiyambako because I maybe one day he was going to like to die of HIV/AIDS. Then I'll be down taking care of the children. Like right now, when I ran out from the home, I decided to live with my 3 kids. The situation was not easy. I passed through a lot. After a while, like 1 year and 4 months, he was killed.
Your husband was killed?
Yeah, was killed by his people.
What do you mean by his people?
Because according to what was there and what was going on, and according to what happened, it was directly reflected that was people were behind.
Who are behind
it.
Did you ever report to his family members you know, just to ascertain if they are indeed supporting him and not you?
Yeah, I did. I went there many times, but they did nothing. They didn't even want to listen. Yes.
So how did you get courage to get out of that?
I got courage, and that courage I got it because of our children. Because I said in my heart, if I don't leave this home, I will be killed, and I leave these girls suffering. Because for them, their main prayer was me. I was like supporting them, encouraging them, because they have never saw me since they were child fighting with their father. But for this moment, they used to see everything, and these girls were crying.
So you would fist fight?
You would attack seriously. You could go and boss. Sometimes even not bossing. Come and say, you this and this and this, do this and that. I said, and if sometimes if like I'm not around, I'm not yet back, you could come back early at home and start abusing these girls, shouting at them, beating them, asking them questions. Where are your mother? Where is she? She's a fornicator. She's not here. Like young children, you can't do such things to them.
Wow.
Yeah.
Several discordant couples are actually capable of living happily ever after together indefinitely. However, if it turns violent, what do you do? We'll be right back with Julian's story after this break. Welcome back, and for those who have just joined us, we're still here with Julian, who is sharing her story with us on how, when she discovered her husband was HIV positive, life turned upside down. A man that was once sweet turned sour, attempting to also infect her with HIV/AIDS, of which she dressed up as a commando every night to avoid the husband from infecting her or even raping her. Julian, my commando.
Yeah.
You know, I'm going to be calling you my commando. So now that after leaving home, did he take it lightly?
No. His main issue was looking for us, at least to do something, so that I cannot go free like that. So I had to change locations up to locations. When I left his home, I had like little money. So because my first daughter by then she was in P7, I was like, let me not go so far, so that this girl can sit her primary 7 exams. But like in 1 week, you can see people looking for you, hiding, then you run from that place to another one until the money was finished. So I had a friend whom I talked to him. I said, the situation is not good. This and this has happened, so I don't know if you can help me. Then he was like, I don't have any much. What I have is a school, but the only room I have there is a classroom. You can sleep there during the night, then during the day, children can end and do studies. But when we reached at that school, good enough, we entered that classroom, but the classroom was bad. I was like, what's this?
I can imagine.
I didn't accept that everything has changed. The classroom was linking, and I was sleeping there not alone with some boys. So I have to stay awake.
Well, how had things changed for you financially?
Financially, because I didn't have money. I didn't have like a good house. And I didn't have my own home.
How was your house?
My house was very beautiful. It indeed was a good house. That say, this is the house of God. Mrs. Someone.
Yes.
Yeah. And we had cars. Everything was good.
What type of car were you driving?
Stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you were driving, you had your own house.
Yeah.
Were you working? Did you have a business?
Yeah, I had a shop. At the same time. I was a leader in LC1, LC2, and LC3.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, Julian.
Yeah.
So you just left all that?
I left them because life is so precious. someone like threatening to kill you, and you have persisted for all those many years, you cannot just stay there and wait for you to be killed. You have to do like something. So I had to start that new journey for these children, and I had to be strong. I reached a time when I was like, which I hold something, I could easily forget that I'm holding something. Maybe I have it in my hands, maybe I have pressed it somewhere, because I had to look for food. I have to take care of the children. Remember, I'm hiding. I don't have a good work to do. The only work I could do was like, because you cannot stay in someone's place without working. Because this man had a school, I had to help him cooking. So I started cooking for the kids so that I can stay there.
Julian, you moved from a rich man's wife, a rich woman, to a cook.
Yeah. A cook. One day when I was on that school, before I reached there, COVID entered, COVID-19, and then it was a lockdown. And the little peace we had on that school, the owner of that school was not bad, but when that lockdown entered, he had a wife, and maybe a wife was thinking that this man has married me. Good enough, she came to that school, and lockdown found them there with their children. Remember, for us we are 4, and for them they were 5. And then the wrangle started. The woman was so, I cannot even tell. Bitter. So we faced what I will not talk like explain it enough because they helped me. Though I faced some challenges over there. So that situation caused me like I'm running mad. Then I said, what can I do?
You had mental issues.
Yes. I was like running away. Maybe sometimes I feel like, should I kill myself? Then I console myself. When I kill myself, now what about these children? What will they do? So in that situation, that's when UNICEF came. And this UNICEF by that time was looking for girls which are not studying, between 12 years to 15 years. Good enough, my daughter was among them. So they registered us, and they did not give us feedback. They went and selected those who they will sponsor, and then my daughter got a chance. She was selected, but they gave her a mentor. The mentor was like, but you people, are you fine here? And at first, we didn't tell her anything. Yes. We kept quiet. We didn't have to know, maybe because we were hiding, we thought that she will call like a police, she will tell like someone, they will find us. They said, even if they are giving us a little, because they are giving us like, was it 16 or like what? 16, okay.
16,000 Ugandan shillings.
Yeah. Said, let's see, that's enough, let's keep quiet. But the girl persisted, and we told her everything. And she cried. Then we showed her where we are sleeping. And she was
cried
like,
more.
Because it was not a good situation at all. And the most thing I used to fear to lose these girls, because especially Bridget, she was like entering adolescent, And I was like, will she run away from me because of this hard life?
Yes.
And I was like, Then this girl introduced one of the police officer in that area where we were. That police officer helped us. She called one of organization. That organization took us from that place. At first, they paid for us 6 months of a house. They offered us everything to use, and I was like, I started raising story by story, and by then my girls, especially the young one, for her, she used not to laugh. Even if you joke like we are going to die, she could be like this. She did not laugh. No, she didn't want to join like young people to share, socialize. She was like lonely, tortured. I was like, Then they offered us, they gave us everything to use. They offered me a job, which I did. Until they introduced me to another organization.
Wow.
And which has really helped me. As you can see me now, I'm happy.
Girl, you're beautiful.
Yeah.
You're happy.
Yeah.
I would not even imagine that you went through that.
Yeah. And it just even stopped there. For me, I used to fear men. It has just started coming out slowly by slowly. Yeah?
Have you gotten somebody?
No.
No one has.
Yeah.
You're beautiful, you.
No. I have not yet gotten.
Okay.
How can I forget the other issue so easily? But up to now, for me, I don't sleep just like that.
You don't?
My ears are always like,
Lads.
Maybe if I could have like taken some tablets which are strong, I could sleep even if you call me. But if not, just to know that I'm hearing everything that is going on outside.
You're like an askari.
Yeah. And I'm the most person who enters my house very early. Yeah. As long as my work is done, I make sure that I'm inside my house.
And then you...
I know. But when it comes to night, I'm always like, my daughter always tells me, you, Mama, you are not sleeping. You're always moving in the house. I could check, I always check on them, like covering them. Then, for you, don't sleep. We are used.
Julian, I'm so happy for you. I feel like you're the biggest hug. I am so happy for you.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Well,
So,
it's an amazing story and such a triumph. While you feel like your problems are massive, find assurance in the fact that others have gone through worse and overcome it. Natuwera Julian's life took an unexpected turn, disrupting her happiness and challenging her spirit. However, her courage and resilience have become beacons of inspiration for others facing similar trials. Join us next week, same time, for more inspiring stories. Don't forget to follow us on our socials at Girl from Moyam and at Woman Triumph Woman UG. My name is Okello Sharon Nagenjwa.
Brought to you by Stanbic Bank Uganda.